Good afternoon, everyone. We would like to introduce to you the Recycling Initiative of 2014. My name is Michael McCoy.
My name is Alvin Choi.
I'm Nina Moreno.
And I'm Natalie Hulse.
So if you go to the next slide, please. We recognize that there are certain issues that we could address vis-a-vis recycling in regarding both the college and the city of Williamsburg and James City County. And while the college does a good job of recycling on events on the college, there is not significant interaction between the college community and recycling initiatives like on campus and the outside community. So one area in which that can be seen is the off-campus students often can't get recycling easily through their apartments or their housing. Certainly not the way that on-campus students can. And Colonial Williamsburg does not have public recycling receptacles, so you'll be walking down the street and you'll see all the barrels that everything goes to a landfill. So we think that there is significant ways to improve the interaction between the campus and our larger community, not just through those two examples, but also through, say, interactions with local community groups and schools, and we'd like to tell you about that.
So our sustainability, our recycling initiative is a multifaceted approach. Our primary objective is to obtain recycling services for those off-campus students that do not currently have access to that. And that would be through working with both the school and the city of Williamsburg and the county if necessary, to ensure that that's provided. Perhaps the students would need to provide an additional fee for that, but that's something that we can work out with the city itself. And then awareness campaigns, so education via flyers, handouts, working with local schools, particularly the middle school and high schools, in which you see a higher use of recyclable materials, as well as workshops through local community centers, because our belief is that building these foundations for sustainability starts in the home. So this would be addressed particularly aimed towards parents in the local community, to try and engage not just students but their whole families with this initiative. And then we have a sustainability club on campus, and they do provide recycling kits for major events. And so our thought was that in addition to offering those for school events, we could offer them to the larger community, perhaps for like the farmers market or other events that are held in Market Square or in Prince George Street, as an offering to the community to help build sustainability. And then our final sort of portion of this is to specifically target the Greek community, who use a lot of recyclable materials, whether it be paper products, bottles, cans. And they're a sizable presence on campus, and we think by reaching out to the Greek community, it's a great way to reach a lot of students. And so perhaps having some sort of competition or incentivized ways to get them involved with recycling. So we just threw up a little timeline. The October would be sort of the implementation phase of sort of talking about, is there necessary funding, or can we do this on a volunteer basis? Working with the city, working with the county to determine what resources are needed and how we can best obtain them. And then sort of as major checkpoints, we have blowout in both the winter and spring semesters. And then at the end of the school year, we could evaluate what progress, if any, has been made, and determine whether or not the project should be renewed for another year or if it needs some major work before being renewed.
This is great idea. However, there are few potential obstacles here. So the biggest obstacle is cooperation. But we are confident that we can easily overcome these obstacles as long as we share same vision and same goal. And thus it's good for everyone and it's good for our environment. So cooperation with college administration, local city and county, sustainability growth, and target population. So for college and local city and county, we are aware that recycle bins are very limited, so we can install more recycle bins in and out of campus, and with sustainability growth, we can co-host some of big events and fundraisers in campus. And target population, I think it's the most important thing that people are aware of importance of recycling and for their willingness to recycle. And so for funding, I think we can grant money from fundraisings with sustainability groups.
So one way, sorry, I'm sick. Anyway, so for evaluation methods, one platform we'd be using is SurveyMonkey. It's a very intuitive platform for free or a very low cost. It's very easy to create an account and then create a survey, and it's very customizable. And if we want to collect more data that we can both like export and analyze for ourselves off the platform, it's about a $26 fee per month. And it's like very easy to like submit via email or have like a posting on Facebook page saying like, hey guys, we would really love your feedback on these certain initiatives we started throughout the entire community and on campus. Please take like 5 seconds to fill out the survey. We can have like an incentivized program where we like the first 100% participants can be entered into a lottery to have like a Wawa gift card or something like that. And then another way we're going to be evaluating the use of recycling bins is just random checks on the receptacles on campus and also in the Colonial Williamsburg community. Like after each weekend, Greek Life tends to throw events, and we can just go and walk through just like various houses that are well known and see, oh, are they recycling like beer cans or plastic cups or anything like that, or are they just simply throwing them into garbage bags into the trash? And then another way that we can get Greek Life to provide us with feedback is to go to them directly and also incentivize them to respond like truthfully with like maybe a donation to their local philanthropy or just another type of like food tab or something to like really entice them to participate. And overall, this initiative is basically like a shotgun spray approach of where we're having these like small, low cost but easy to implement programs in order to impact both like the local community and on campus. And it's very easy to both like receive feedback and hopefully have a better impact on the larger community with like starting a conversation and hopefully like changing the culture on campus. Thanks.
So are there any questions?
Who's doing all this? I didn't catch that. I mean, I heard the recycling is being done, but who are the bodies that are actually? Is it student groups? Is it?
It'd be mostly student run. This is one of the sort of caveats of keeping this low cost is that it would be largely volunteer basis, and for that, there'd have to be heavy recruiting on the part of the sustainability clubs, as well as perhaps the student assembly. Getting them involved would be very helpful, or just students who are looking for that community engagement experience. It's a great when it comes to the workshops. It'd be something that students could volunteer for, and then we'd do maybe like a one evening sort of training session to prep them with the materials, and that would be it. It would be a very limited time commitment, which would make it easy to kind of have a revolving door policy of student volunteers running this program and keeping it alive.
What sort of things are being discussed in the workshops?
This would be,
Let me just spread it around a little bit.
sorry.
Sorry.
So like one thing that we would inform, just like the types of things that need to be can be recycled in Williamsburg and James City County, and also just other recycling tips. So the necessity of say washing out cans and jars and things like that, and just like other sort of recycling tips that people may not be aware of.
And is the incentivizing Greek life to get them to use more glass and plastic consumables, or is it to get them to recycle them?
Get them to recycle them,
Just-
because there's already numerous consumption.
I figured that was not a problem.
It's a different issue altogether.
Any questions on recycling? Great, thank you very much.